Sorry about this up at the top, it's because I've got MSI Afterburner on, and it just thinks this is a game, so it wants to display the frames per second and everything. And instead of deleting everything in our scene like we normally do, we're just going to delete the camera and that light. Then we're going to go S, Y, and 10, like so. Then we're going to hit Tab, Face Select, select this face, and select this face, and we're going to delete those two faces. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go Control A and apply. So this is all at 1 now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go and hit Tab again, hit A to select all the faces, and we're going to subdivide this by 100. Like so. Then we will add in our camera. So go Shift A, add in a camera. Then we're going to move this on the y-axis by 10. Sorry, by -10, sorry. Like so. Now we'll go view through our camera. And we're going to go and change this material. But first, we're going to go change this camera length to 17, which is, I believe, the actual eye length of a human. Don't hold me to that, I'm not a genius. Anyway, now we're going to go texture this. So let's go over to the shading. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this metallic. Then we're going to go back and view through our camera. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a color ramp. We're going to connect the color to the roughness. And we're going to add in a bump map. And we're just going to connect the bump to the normal and the color to the height. Then we're going to add in a noise texture, like so. I'm going to connect the factor to the factor and let it do its thing. We're going to get this really trippy kind of material. Then we're going to actually go over to the render view and go Shift A. We're going to add in a light. It's going to be a point light. Then we're going to go G, Y, and we're just going to bring it closer. Let's go to -5, like so. Now we're going to click back on our cube. We're going to go over to the rendering settings, turn on ambient occlusion, bloom, and screen space refraction. Now we can start playing with this roughness. We want to bring this roughness right up for the time being, and we're going to bring this detail to around about 3. And we're going to play with the scale to around about 2. Then we're going to go back to this bump, and we're going to produce the bump. And I don't know, bring up this black just a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and play with this color. And we're going to bring it down just a little bit. Then once we're over the point light, we're going to give this a strength of, let's start with 500, which is too bright, so let's start at 100. And we want to change this to a nice blue. Don't really like that, but we're going to go with that for the time being. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our modifiers. So we're going to click on our cube, and we're going to go and give it a displace modifier, and it doesn't look great. So we're going to hit new. We're going to go over to this little icon and select clouds. And now this looks exceedingly weird looking. But we want to change this to cell noise. Now it's a bit more cube-like, and the more that we bring it up, the more kind of cube shaped we're getting. I want to bring this to 3. And I'm going to leave it at this for the time being, because I'm going to see if I can change this effect and make it a little bit cooler. So now let's go back to our render view. And we've got this so far. I think that's pretty cool, but we can still do more. So let's go and animate our camera to start with. So what we're going to do, no we're not, we're actually going to make our scene empty. So we're going to go add an empty plane axis. This is going to be on the 10. There we go. Now we can go back onto our cube, and what we're going to do is we're going to add in a mirror modifier, and this is going to be on the empty, and there we go, like so. Now we are just going to leave it like that. Point light and our camera. Then we're going to go select A, select everything, and go M. And we're going to make this into a new collection, and this is going to be cube. Then we're going to go Shift A, add in a instant, and this is going to be cube. We're going to go G, Y, and hold down Control, which is going to snap it. Then we're just going to keep doing this. G, Y, hold down Control, and keep doing this as many times as you want. I'd suggest quite a few, probably like 5. Now when we go view for our camera, we've got this, but our camera isn't going to move. So let's go ahead and hide all of these. And we'll hide this one as well. Then we're going to select our camera. And making sure that we're actually on our camera. We're going to hit. So we want to insert that keyframe like we did. Hit I to insert that rotation. Then we want to drag this all the way to the end. And then we want to go and give this 30 and hit I. Then we want to change this to 360 and hit I. Now if we go to our camera and view for our camera and bring all of these back in and zoom back in, we've got this. Looping animation, and it loops perfectly. Great. So we're getting there. Now let's bring it all the way back to the beginning and look for our render scene. This is looking okay. So we're going to click on our point light, hold down Control, and then click on our camera, then go Control P and parent it to an object. And this is now put it underneath our camera, like so. Now wherever the camera goes, so does this light. Now we have this, which, you know, it's alright. Now we go over to our settings over here and probably bring this up to 2. Let's bring in it more square, maybe 3. adventurous and bring it up to 5. No, I like it at 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try and add in some more colors and change this light. We'll change it to some gold just for the time being. And what else we can do? We can go in and add some more stuff to this cube. So go back, open this, and this depth, maybe bring that to 0 actually on the depth. And now we've got these big chunks coming out of it. Now we need to try and make this some trippy, some sci-fi kind of light. So we'll just keep this looping and play with the lights until we I'm going to go back over to our cube and I'm going to change these textures. So open this up and change this to a texture editor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the scale up. And maybe bring this detail up even more as well. Now we're getting something quite cool. I'm pretty happy with that. And now finally what we can do is go back here, go and click tab, so we're in edit mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to go random select, then we're going to increase this. To 0.05. Oh, that's well too much. There we go, that's what I wanted. Then we're going to go over and add in a new material, click new, and click assign. Then we want to change this to an emission, and then assign. Then we're going to go over to our render view and hit tab. Now we're going to go view our camera for our camera. And this is what we're getting so far. And of course we can change the colors of these, or equally just bring up the brightness. And we've got this. And if you want, we can even change the color of this light. So as it's going to be a looping animation, you're going to hit insert keyframe and bring it to the end, and then insert that keyframe again. Then if we bring it to the center, we can change this color to whatever color we like. I like this blue. So just click that. Now we've got this. Let this restart. And I don't really like that, so we're just going to hit that and go back. And now we've got our green, and maybe even add motion blur. I'm just going to choose a place to render it. Go into... Also guys, sorry, quickly, I know I'm jumping around a bit. With your rendering settings, make sure that if you're using a standard computer, you use FFmpeg, or if you're using Mac, you want to be making sure that you're using QuickTime. Check the quality to whatever quality you want, and change your resolution if you want. I normally then, guys, we can take this all the way down as well, so we have even more of this kind of look. Then really, if you want, you can add a motion blur, and as these go past, they're going to kind of like burn up. I would also increase your render as well. But one last thing, guys, you go over to color management, and we can change this to very high contrast look, if that's something that you're into. That hurts my eyes, or equally a very low. But if I can suggest one thing, if you want to make this look maybe better, it really depends. Just render an image straight up. Once it's rendered, you can see that we've got the motion blur. Just put this in the corner and zoom in. Then go over to compositing, hit there. And if you've seen some of my other tutorials, you'll know that I'm just going to add in a lens distortion. Then we can bring this back. Bring this up to the top corner like so. And we can just play around. And we get in this kind of crazy look to it. So guys, hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a thumbs up. If you didn't, drop a dislike. And I'll see you guys in the next one.